Got it. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Bey. All rights reserved.
Yay, yay.
Happy Holy Venus degree to all the Muslims worldwide. It is another holy day and another impromptu improv. So we're definitely going to get back into that metaphysical Bible dictionary and go over some of these terms so that we can begin to break the mental slavery and dogmatic clinging that you guys are doing.
Islam.
So yeah, we're just going to reveal the science of the ultimate reality behind a lot of the terms, words, names that you're probably familiar with out of your Helios Bibliotech, right? Your Holy Bible, right? Which is an astrology book, first and foremost, right? It's a record of the sun, or a book of the sun, right? I'm of course I'm here with my magnificent bros. He is.
Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at Northwest of Maxim. How are you? Happy Holy Venus degree to you all. Happy Holy Venus degree to my bros, of course, right? And I'm just kind of editing in the background a little bit, bro. So if you want, I guess we could just like monologue or dialogue for a bit until I get the description of and a few things. I saw something I could do. It's like, okay, I don't have to sit here and type all the tags. Actually, I can just copy them. I finally saw the copy button. I'm like, man, could have been hitting that copy button, but it is what it is. I yield the floor to you, bro. Islam.
Islam, Islam. Everybody knows what we're here for, man. We're here obviously to help you guys correct your concepts regarding legalities and lawful issues and unlawful issues, color of law, ignorance of the law and stuff like that. Like, we're here to help you guys clarify your concepts, because there's a lot of guys out here that are just chasing the bag, offering quote unquote sovereignty packages, or these alleged packages where there's an exchange of some type of currency or energy, right? And then they in exchange give you like some information that you don't comprehend and then you're going to go use with your lack of comprehension, which is a problem, because you wouldn't buy a chainsaw and start cutting a redwood tree. Like, you don't know how to cut the tree, don't go buy the tool, you know what I mean? Or at least get the manual instructions, you know what I mean, and read the instructions. Most people, they don't read the instructions. They throw the instructions away, and they just start hacking away and messing shit up. But yeah, that's what we're here for. People don't be intimidated or whatever, because it seems like we have all this information. You're not intimidated when you go something in the Google search, and Google has all the information. So it's like don't be intimidated to ask us questions, or even go on the website and set up concept correction sessions, or mirror whatever, or check out any of the various sites and references that we give you. We're always giving you sites and references. We never tell people to just believe what we're saying. We actually live what we talk about. So it's not like we're being that stump of wood, right? Sitting and pointing, telling you the way to go, but not trekking the way ourselves.
Wow.
I think right now is the best time. I feel like the minds are very fertile right now when it comes to concepts regarding the Moorish paradigm, or just concepts regarding law and civics, because most people are not clear. See, because there's a lie out there that all these businesses out here are privately owned businesses. They reserve the right to refuse service to anyone who they want because they're private or whatever. That's not the case, guys. These people they're not private business owners. The businesses are actually public. They're organized under the laws of a public agency. They're regulated by a public agency. They pay taxes to a public agency. And, they're going to enforce even the color of law of the public agency when they're told to do so. And some of the responses we get from these people are things like, if my regulatory agency says I can't do a thing, then I can't do it. If my regulatory agency says I have to do something, then I have to do it. It's like, yo, if your regulatory agency told you to jump off a bridge, you're gonna do that? Oh no, you'll probably quit your job, right? Oh, okay. So you don't care throwing me off the bridge though. You can throw me off the bridge as long as you don't compromise your job, right? But when it's you getting thrown off the bridge, now it's like, oh, you want somebody to reason with you. You want some mercy.
Can we
right?
talk about this? I'm just saying, please, can we talk about it? You don't have to sue us, but no, you're getting sued.
No, you're getting sued. Put your hand out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're getting it too. Like, you're not getting away with none of that. Fuck that. Go stand in the corner shit. Bring that ass here. You know what I mean? That's a fresh a legal whooping you about to get. And it's funny because they'll sue the shit out of you fast. And then most people don't even know they're being sued. They don't even know that a unlawful bill of attainder, commonly referred to as a traffic ticket, which traffic means commerce. So that's a commercial ticket, a commerce ticket, right? A commerce bill of attainder. You guys don't even realize that they're actually suing you. Like, what the fuck are you doing in court? You're being sued. You don't get it? You thought it was just like, oh no, it's just like some administrative process. Well, you're right. It is some administrative process. They're acting like it's judicial, and they're acting like it's criminal. When in fact, anybody who studies law knows that a crime requires corpus delicti or corpus delicti. Right?
Corpus delicti.
Body of a crime, right? An injured party.
Yeah, not some building, not some imaginary shit like, oh, well, this corporation says that they're distraught. Fuck your corporation.
This corporation's crying over here. Got injured.
Right. No person can feel that injury. Oh, well, the person that's suffering the injury is the state of, insert the so-called state of Maine here. And now they are versus you, the singular sentient being who's not a corporate entity, who is of not like kind, right? But we're going to call you a resident, even though you're not a federal, state, or municipal officer or agent, right?
Right, even though you're not qualified.
Exactly. Like, most of you beings don't even qualify to be an employee, because the employee is actually the business itself.
Jesus.
Workers are inside of the employee. Think about it. The employee, McDonald's, has workers. Who's the employer? The employer is who is administrating the employee.
Wait, hold on. Break that one down again, because I think because I'm trying to comprehend this concept which you just threw out there. Are you saying that the employee is not the worker?
The singular sentient being that clocks in, clocks out because they filled out an application, went through a job interview process, and now they're hired to come these stipulated times. They are simply providing labor. They are labor providers or workers.
And
so
that's why,
unquote.
But you're speaking in reality, in actual the truth. But
yeah,
what are they considered under United States statutes?
Under United States statutes, those same sentient beings that I just described.
Yeah, in that same situation,
municipal agents,
public agents, right?
Public fucking agents.
They're public agent. They're mad public agents. We should call it either MAP or PAM. Public agent madness or mad public agents. That's MAPA.
MAPA right there, Muppet. Then, right? Fucking
Muppets,
puppet, right?
Oh yeah, they are being puppeteered, right?
Look at that, right? So, however, let me go to our chat and send this out to. I already sent it to the Jurisprudence Gem Telegram. Maybe Malika join us. You know what I mean? We'll see if she shows up.
What you just
she's
stated?
Getting ready for a class that she's about to do in about an hour and a half. So that's why I just want to be short so we can make it to class there too. What'd you say, bro?
What you just stated about the employees. Pardon me, about the living, breathing, sentient beings who filled out applications and got hired and then are specified to show up at certain times, right? Mm-hmm. Those beings are providing labor, right?
Correct. Which is their that's their private and personal property.
So that means
they can administer their own rights. That's
not supposed to be taxed. They're not supposed to tax that labor, because that labor is not what?
It's
It's not. It starts with an I. It's not what?
it's not income.
It's not income. How are you getting charged income taxes on something that's not income, guys? Your labor is not income. Your labor wages is not income.
For real. You ain't like go out to the plug and be like, yo, let me cop some labor for you, yo, so I can go out here and bag this up real quick.
That's like another thing. Like if a business say, you need a social security or EIN. Why do I need a tax identification number if Congress has no authority to lay taxes, duties, imposts, or excises upon me?
Because we need to convert you.
In order to work in the United States, are you saying your business is the United States? What do you mean work? I thought I was working at Wendy's. I thought I was working at Walmart. I thought I was working at, this mechanic shop. What do you mean working in the United States? Oh, well, we're regulated by the government. You're regulated by the government, so you're a public business?
In the federal,
we're a private business
operating a federal trade zone.
We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. We're private. You're private. You're not. Your private parts are private. You don't go exposing them to everyone. I could go online and expose your business right now.
And you're quite the exhibitionist there, employee. Let me stop.
Yeah, you're going real hard. You should have
Walmart
an EIN.
Showing areola and shit. Let me stop.
Yeah, Walmart's out here mooning.
McDonald's is showing clit and whatnot. Let me stop. What the fuck? Man?
Talking about I'm private.
Stop it.
Nah, you for the streets.
Hey,
look, public agency is for the streets, man. I'm gonna let y'all know right now that public agency is not loyal to you. It's for the streets.
Original thirst trappers.
Yeah, they're the original gorilla pimps. They're the gorilla pimpers. They're the original fucking what else? Everything. Except for original
the original OnlyFans members.
They're the original everything that the lower self breeds.
For real. And at the end of the day, like, with watching, just really, again, looking at Pigpen, those Pigpen videos at the beginning of Pigpen. Again, shout out to our loved ones at the Jurisprudence Gym. Shout out to Malika, Sonny, Bobby, McRail, Am Woman, all of you guys. See, John Alexander, like who else, man? Just everybody is there, right? Chant, Joe. Shout out to everybody, right? I'm just saying, bro, like we get to have a lot of fun going over these things, even though a lot of people are in different learning curves and stuff like that, right? Oh, I can't forget Eliyahu. He's fun.
Yeah.
Eliyahu's fun. He's fun, man. I think what it is that we have, I'm about to tag you on Lawful Living too, bro. So let them know that we live, right? I just think we have this amazing opportunity to analyze literature, us in particular, because we're Moorish American, right? I mean, a lot of people there that are at the Jurisprudence Gym, they have not declared or proclaimed their nationality. They're coming from the perspective of possibly even thinking they're Christian. We do not knock that. We honor all divine prophets. It's just that we also have a comprehension of who can actually be Christian and who cannot be, based on how the orders are set, because that's the basis. So if one was to analyze statutes, codes, and policies, federal, state, and municipal, and then hold beings to that, I think the same should be conscionably considered when one's thinking they're exercising a faith, when it's actually an actual order. So you might want to look at some Clock of Destiny book 1 and book 2 to really comprehend if you even qualify to be, I'm gonna let you know now.
Does
If you have
Does
copper
Clock of
tone
Destiny
skin,
show you how to dress your children? Does Clock of Destiny show you how to cook dinner?
does the clock of destiny show you how to prostrate 5 times a day?
Man,
I know,
unless you're
right?
doing some stretches, right? Some exercises, some yoga maybe, but yeah, some union.
Oh wow, this is amazing! Shout out to Mother Linnea. I won't go into. Maybe I can read it. I don't know if Linnea will show up, but I know we'll probably see her in class or whatever. But you know, she her husband's in class a lot, and she goes, "Hey, my in-laws are visiting us." This is a message on George Cruiser's gem. Visiting us right now, and my husband is sharing Moorish history with them. However, he's translating it into Japanese because that's his background. He's Nipponese, right? Translating it all in Japanese from the resources you shared with me. They're having a really beautiful conversation. Just want to tell you that I appreciate you and I'm grateful that our paths have crossed. Mother Linnea, shout out to you and your husband. And you guys, man, I just got goosebumps. It's not even cold in this motherfucker, man. Damn, that hit real good, yo. That makes me feel really good, bro. Yeah, yo, supreme honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, yo. Like, I really got the goosies on that one, bro.
And everything the prophet said is coming to pass, bro. Like, I'm just watching the prophecies as the days go by.
Yeah, bro. Like they're having a great conversation. He's translating it into Japanese. Like, bro, like you already know they respect us, bro. You already
of the world.
Like, yeah, man. Spartacus said it's 3:33. I know, right, bro? Like that's another thing about it too. Yeah, it's 3:33 on the East Coast, bro. So it's like look at that.
And national movement of the world.
Flat out, bro. That's why, man, and Prophet Noble Drew Ali University, like I said, man, is what we share freely to everyone. There's no time limit on it either. And I'm not knocking anyone that has, you know what I mean, study materials with time limits. I just know that despite what people may believe and whatever they subscribe to, the reason why, you know how people say if it was really so good for you, why don't they just give it away? We do. Like none of that stuff in Prophet Noble Drew Ali is in Japanese. However, the mother's beloved Sunmaster consort is translating it. He's reading it and then sharing it with in-laws that speak Japanese. Bruh, that's goosebump central, man. That kind of thing. Now you don't want to catch me off guard. That was a way to do it, guys. That's some love right there, yo. I love that, yo. So sincere, like that's really good. Happy holy degree to you and yours, Mother Linnea. Like seriously, like and supreme honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, man, because a lot of people really like C. Freeman L said they walked right past that man, but they was too busy looking for Jesus. Like that's serious, bro. Like they way too busy looking, because Jesus we know is the I am identity. So you too busy on yourself. What'd you say?
They weren't even looking for that.
I know, right? I'm just being metaphysical about it. However, they was too busy looking for an outward benefit, an outward blessing, so to speak.
An outward savior.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Instead of actually recognizing the thought of Allah manifested in flesh.
Himself.
You know what I mean? And it's really tough because even when you do study, when people take the anthropomorphized Jesus and really bring it to the level of like the yoga of Jesus, like you shared with us before, bro. Like that's by Yogananda too, right? Paramahansa Yogananda.
Yeah, he goes in on the science rather than the dogma.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, who isn't Jesus?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Who isn't a prophet? But see, when I think when people who are not initiated sincerely, and what I mean by initiated, they have sincerely sought to comprehend the metaphysics for themselves, not for what, oh, I want these people over here to think I'm so metaphysical and really tapped in and in tune and I'm conscious and woke. Is no. You're not. No. What I mean by someone who's initiated, who really goes on their own, can be, you know, I'm not being vulgar here when I say this, they can be butt naked in a room by themselves and they still really on this science with nobody looking. You see what I'm saying? It's like those kind of beings is really the ones that, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like, yo, it's really good when you can come across that kind of energy and when you can see it for yourself, because then you recognize and you know that you are. You're the I am identity. You're Jesus. You're a prophet. You don't have that in you. You're just Boomquisha, Pookie, and Ray Ray trying to sound cool and woke.
Yeah. Ego
Right?
sum qui sum.
It's Islam. Say it again for him, man.
Et ego sum qui sum.
Islam. I am that I am. So with that being said, guys, I think I got this shared out, right? At least for the most part. Guess I can go and screen share. Who started out last cycle, bro?
I think you did.
All righty. So you do the invocation in, and I read the first letter, and you do the second letter?
Indeed.
All right. Sounds like a plan. All righty. Guys, we're here at Administrative Function, Moor's Holy Temple of Science, Administrative Functions, pages 48 and 49, as you can see, that's in front of you. All righty, and you see standing due guard in his Moorish Sharif's fez, right, is Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All righty, and what we're going to do is we're going to get into our invocation in term, the Moorish American prayer. We're going to face east. East is metaphysically within. Okay, east denotes within. However, we're going to face directional east, which is symbolic to metaphysical east, which is symbolic to going within. And we're going to have all 5 appendages on the left hand extended and just the index and middle appendage extended on the right. We're going to face east with our feet like Prophet Noble Drew Ali's on a 45-degree angle. All righty. And we will repeat after Brother Hasan Bey, either aloud or in your heart. Islam.
Repeat after
Islam.
me. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
His holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen. All righty, guys, let's slide it on over to the first letter to be read in every meeting. Is on pages 84 and 85 pertaining to the Moorish Holy Temple of Science Administrative Functions. The following is a letter written by Prophet Noble Drew Ali on the 18th day of January, 1928, Anno Domini. He commanded that it be read before every meeting. Administrative Functions, Moor Science Temple of America, Home Office, 3603 Indiana Avenue, Noble Drew Ali, founder. Chicago, Illinois, January 18th, 1929, to be proclaimed in every meeting. Dear brother, Islam, I'm glad to know that I have few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There's a host of jealousy, quote unquote, about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal, but now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens. American citizens. American citizens. They're working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that contribute to the movement and uplifting funds The ones that pay their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I'm calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance, and I need it bad. Never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present, that I may shove aside the discord that is facing the mothers, right? Facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility, quote unquote, period. The nations pertaining to the world will not recognize the movement without me, the prophet, being the head. It has been proven by my work in which I have performed in the last few months, because I was at the governor's inauguration to represent the Moorish Divine and National Movement, and I will be at the inauguration of President Hoover for the same cause. Noble Drew Ali. Islam, bro. This here is the Moorish literature, excerpts from the Moorish Guide newspaper. We are here on pages 12 and 13. And you see handsomely standing, once again, is Prophet Noble Drew Ali, standing due guard in his abba, right? And we will zoom in here on page 13 for Brother R. Muwaba Bey to go on in on the divine warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Islam, divine warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslim governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work in their homes or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they may do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I was thinking about, you know how we use the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary to define words that are in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
Well, like when reading this, you know how I always point out that prophet is the thought of Allah, manifested in the flesh, and that the temple is the body. We can use the 101 in that same respect. You see what I'm saying? We gain definitions out the 101. Obviously, the prophet intended for you to take that definition of prophet and apply it when you're reading other literature. So he's literally telling you, if the mind is not right, the body's not right. Like, he's giving you the metaphysics when motherfuckers are saying that he wasn't on that.
Yeah, which is really wild to say, because, man, when you analyze what Prophet Noble Drew Ali has actually presented to us, I recognize how many people do not get what he presented. Their brains can only do the dogma of it.
Right.
Because
he knew that too.
Say that again.
And he knew that too, because if he would have just came with the science and not transition them from their dogmatic state by giving them, by using, anthropomorphic terms like Jesus and stuff like that. He knew that, the people would not be able to maintain their attention span on what it is that they need to know. They have to basically be debriefed. They had to get their brains washed from all the dirt, muddy thinking that they have.
Islam, stinking thinking. They had that stinking thinking. So, of course, let's go to the notes here.
I hate them and they stink.
So, Deuteronomy 24 is his notes where we started. But guys, you know, we are here at Luke 11:46 through 52. And we're going to finish up our metaphysical vocabulary. I think we completed at burdens Friday prior. So we're going to complete with prophet, apostles, Abel, Zacharias, altar, and temple. And I think at about an hour and 15 minutes, there is a class, a PMAP class that I think Malika is having. I think it's PMAP because I saw the advertisement on Lawful Living. And so I want to make sure we're there because I think she said 2 Pacific, right? So make sure we get to that, right? Which is 5 Eastern, 1700 Eastern, right? If I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, that's about right. 1400 Pacific, 1700 Eastern. So with that being said, what I am just going to read, just to kind of like reiterate what we already went over: the New International Version, the King James Version, the 1599 Geneva Bible, Geneva Version, right? The Amplified and the Young's Literal Translation. We kind of all read it, you know. I, Brother R, and Malika kind of went, you know, version for version. I'm just reading it. So I'll just go to one of them to just give you guys a refresher. And then we're going to look up Prophet on page 773. All of them is out of 1,045 pages because that's how many pages the actual PDF document is. And so we're going to look up Prophet, Apostle, Abel, Zacharias, altar, and Solomon's temple. All right. I think that's just an extra. So it's really just the 5 that we're looking towards. Solomon's temple is just the extra, right? Just because that's where I found temple to actually be when looking for it. All right. So with that being said, instead of Safari, let me go to Chrome. All right. I think it's on Chrome here. The Young's literal translation is like the last one that we read. So I guess what I could do is we can just go and read this one, right? So let's see. You want me to do this one, bro, while you do the metaphysical reads?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Luke 11:46 through 52, Young's literal translation. What is the Young's literal translation? You guys do your research on Robert Young. He spent 53 years of his life wanting to literally translate the Old Testament, which was presented in Hebrew, right? Hebrew. We went over that too, as far as when we looked up Latin not too long ago and showed you how the different languages speak to different levels of your consciousness. One speaks to the spirit, one speaks to the soul, the other one speaks to the body. So what Robert Young wanted to do, he wanted to literally translate the Hebrew as best as he possibly could without doing transliterations. And then the New Testament, the new body and mind, right? Testi, body, ment, mind, testa, ment. So the new body and mind was said to be in Greek. And he wanted to do his best to literally translate it. So that's why some of the things you'll read in the Young's literal translation, you're like, yo, that sentence doesn't make sense. However, you're comprehending that he's writing it literally. He's not doing transliterations to make it fit your comprehension. He wants you to see, look, man, if this was written in English, it would read like this, which actually is a lot more effective than transliterations. All right. For me, let me speak for myself. Luke 11:46, 52, Young's literal translation. 46. And he, and who's the he? The I am identity, right? Jesus said, quote, and to you, the lawyers, whoa, because ye burden minds, because man is mind, so men is minds, with burdens grievous to be born, and ye yourselves with one of your fingers do not touch the burdens. Woe to you, because ye build the tombs, right? That was sepulchres in some versions of the prophets, and your fathers killed them. Talking about the prophets. Then do ye testify and are well pleased with the works of your fathers, because they indeed killed them, and ye do build their tombs, which means you're an accomplice. Just because your father killed somebody before you was born, and you sitting here like, man, let me just, you know, this prophet that dies, let me go and take care. But you find out that who killed the prophet was your peoples. You taking care of that tomb and building the tomb and all of that is technically saying you agree with it. Some people think, oh no, I'm just respecting it. So sanctioned.
You was complicit in the fraud.
Yeah, that is complicity. That is sheer complicity, right? And that's what it's saying right here, because the holy books are the law books and the law books are the holy books. Because they killed them, and ye do build their tombs. Because of this, also the wisdom pertaining to call upon, right? That proper person to call upon, right? Because God is to call upon when you really read it. Said, I will send to them thoughts of Allah manifested in flesh. That's what prophets are, right? And apostles. However, we're about to go and read that metaphysically. Prophets and apostles. And some of them they shall kill and persecute, that the blood of all the prophets that is being poured forth from the foundation of the world may be required from this generation. So your fathers might have spilled the blood. They got away with it. However, you're going to pay for it. You tomb/sepulcher builders, you. From the blood of Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, who perished between the altar and the house. Yes, I say to you, it shall be required from this generation. So your peoples incurred a debt some generations ago. Well, you want to take care of that. Woe to you, the lawyers, you bar rats, you liar hole attorneys, members of the British Accredited Registry, those that get their certificates from the state Supreme Court. Woe to you, because ye took away the key of the knowledge. Yourselves ye did not enter. So you don't even know the knowledge. You trying to do some man-made stuff based on your uniform law commission. And those coming in, ye did hinder from even getting the knowledge themselves. So we go here. I want to go to the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore. And remember, we've completed on burdens the Friday previous. So let's go to prophets. Right, that's where we said we're starting at, right? Prophets. 773 is where we're going to go. 773 out of 1,045 pages. All right. And we're just going to get through this so that you guys can get ready for class like we're going to get ready for class, right? 773. Right? All righty. And I yield to our beloved brother in whom we are well pleased. Brother R. Bey, Islam.
Prophet, Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. Prophet is one who receives the inspiration of spirit. Ain't that everyone?
Inspiration of breath. That
right.
Proper person breath, right? Because it's a capital S initial.
Some people ain't breathing right, so that's not everybody. Understand spiritual law. Okay. You have to understand it. That means you're upholding it. And imparts it to others.
Wow.
The prophets of old seemed to stand between God and the people. It was through them that the people received divine guidance, only because they weren't doing it for themselves.
Correct. Firstly,
the prophet is that in us, which discerns the working of the law. Transgress law brings its own punishment, and it is the prophet of the Lord that sees its outworking in our life. It is the prophet in us that often warns and keeps us from transgressing the law. because we discern what the result will be. Keep eating bullshit, get evicted from your body. Metaphysical, a teacher, one who receives the inspiration of spirit, an understanding of spiritual law, and imparts it to others. A prophet, an individual capacity, consciousness, an individual consciousness is a thought that is in contact with spirit, that receives revelations direct from the Holy Spirit. It sounds like they're getting information from within themselves, because again, if you look at the nucleus of a cell where all the information is out, they say that the information is so fucking coiled up that you can open that shit out. It's like stretching out the intestinal tract. How long it is? It's longer than that. Way longer than that. Look up how long the DNA is, the information that's in your DNA that most people probably don't have access to, because if they know how your being works, if they know that your being is a walking fucking library, but they know, hey, these are the nerves and the receptors and the parts of the being. If we cut this shit off, if we calcify this right here, if we do this to them, they will only be able to access this portion of their library. You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
So, but a prophet is one who receives the revelations directly from the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is in him. So that means there's information in the air. Because oxygen is not just, one thing. Oxygen has a lot of different things in it, right?
That's why we say don't be a mouth breather. Only thing your mouth is like, when it comes to breathing, your mouth is like your asshole. You should just be excreting the breath from your mouth while you should be inhaling the breath through your nose so it's properly filtered.
Right.
You should only be excreting through the mouth, which is called exhalation.
Indeed.
Go ahead, bro. I yield.
Indeed. So receives revelations direct from the Holy Spirit. It knows and understands divine law and its workings. It knows and understands. It's one thing to know in principle. It's another thing to understand fully and uphold that which you know and be that which you know, the divine law and its workings. Therefore, it warns and instructs the other thoughts. the other prophets.
Yo, oh my God, yo, like that's amazing. That's amazing. And how did Jesus come about? Through Jesus,
what? Immaculate conception, allegedly.
Okay, just wanted to. That's clean thinking. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, the prophets of old seemed to stand between God and the people. It was through them that the people received divine guidance. A prophet, Matthew 21, verse 4, is one who states the spiritual law. Jeez, I mean, we put that in our writs.
Yo, that's what I be like, yo, bro. That's why I be like, yo, we can't move from who we are, bro. Like, we are being sincerely Moorish American, despite if people don't get it, don't comprehend it. We know we're not talking to the underlings. We are speaking to those that are in these Masonic lodges or whatever that, purport to, be someone in some order. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. To be, you know what I mean, of some order or something and have a worshipful master. Most worshipful masters will tell these people that are lodge members, y'all better leave them 7 Hill Star brothers alone. Because they actually have the science that you sitting here exchanging your dues for and wish that you could have the comprehension that they have.
Yeah, exactly. And the little that they have, they're playing games with it.
Islam, I yield.
Prophets, false, right? False prophets, deceptive thoughts that have been built up by error. Are they telling you that a prophet is a thought? Because I could have sworn Noble Drew Ali told you a prophet was a thought of Allah manifested in flesh. And now the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, which in law is the science that deals with the ultimate reality, is telling you that a false prophet is a deceptive thought. And have been, Noble Drew Ali didn't come with that metaphysics though. He didn't come with that. He just came with that kumbaya, What, how that song go from I'm thinking about Sister Act, the Jesus song.
Hold on, which one? Hold on, which
Man,
one, yo?
I'm trying to
Is it
remember how
Joyful?
I think it is.
Joyful,
Oh no, that
joyful Lord,
no, the other one,
No.
When Jesus was,
Oh, my boy.
when Jesus was,
When Jesus was.
they thought that's what the Noble Drew Ali brought. They thought he brought back, you know what I'm saying?
Happy day.
Yeah. No,
Bruh.
he brought back, like, I mean, dang, it's called More Science Temple, guys. You gotta deal with the science. And don't say that science is something that is not. Don't say the science is something that is not, so that you could do that not thing and then be like, yeah, we're doing the science. They don't know what they're talking about. Like, nah, you're actually not. Yeah, they seem innocent and harmless, like sheep, but are in reality selfish and dangerous. Quote, beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravening wolves.
So false prophets were never something outwardly first. They all commence within. They all commence east.
Yeah. East, yeah.
Bruh. Just to the chat real quick, shout out to you all. Antonio Bay says Islam. Jadon L says Islam, good brothers, and I'm here for the correction. And yes, Brother Aura, I was caught out there. Derek Glash Bay, happy holy degree to you also. He says happy holy day Islam. Jadon says yes. Maya B, what's up, Mother Maya? Says peaceful greetings. Brother Derek Glash Bay says absolutely. Jadon L says, brothers, I've been binge watching your presentations. Gratitude indeed. We appreciate your support and the binge watching. Seriously. Mother Energy's in the chat. Hey, Mother Energy. Divine L says Islam, happy holy degree Muslims. She says, be about it, not just talk about it, right? That's when I think that was on that portion when you was like, bro, we're not just sitting here pointing the way. We're actually we're putting things on federal record. We're doing injunctions about to do more suits and sue people and just looking at, Pigpen again today is like the district attorneys need to be sued too, just in case. Just in case they try to be like, cool, they miss me. They really think that the sheriff is the only one that has the power when I'm pulling the strings. I'm the district attorney pulling the strings. Like, okay, you're gonna get your marionette ass on that suit too. Mother Sahar says peaceful greetings to everyone. Happy holy day. Happy holy day to you too. Happy holy day, Mother Sahar. Donna L says Islam family. Derek Glash Bay says teach. And Mother Sahar says, oh, happy
day. When Jesus was.
When Jesus was. All right, let's do this, right? Let's have some fun.
You know, it says a false prophet is a deceptive thought. Mm-hmm. So that made me think about how a city is a thought center. And like, when they say, what city are you from? Half of these people out here be like, false prophet.
Yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah. That's where
I'm from the deceptive thought center.
Mm-hmm. They're from Sodom and Gomorrah.
They're from Canaan. Metaphysically speaking,
they some Sodomite Gomorrites from that are from the land of Canaan and the Egyptian. But I thought Moors is from the land of Canaan and descendants of the ancient Canaanites and Moabites. Yes, which means we fell from being in the wrong state of mind.
Right.
Period. Because we forgot this. And and it's funny because you got to be reminded, because there was at one point in time where you didn't even have to distinguish it because you just automatically did it. Can you imagine dogs having to learn how to bark again? It's not calling us animals. It's just that dogs naturally, you know what I mean? But can you imagine them having, what'd you say?
I was gonna say, of course, we're not animals, but however, the flesh is animal flesh.
Because anima in the Latin is spirit. Anima, spirit.
Yeah.
So an Imal is one being that is descended from spirit, from breath, right?
Oh yeah, okay. So that's true because the spirit, the animals, are living with spirit too. That's why I was thinking earlier when we were talking about Walmart and stuff like that. I was thinking like when they say, like Walmart is the injured party, like where do you live, Walmart? I'm just wondering where Walmart got injured. Can I ask where Walmart lives at real quick? Because I'm just wondering.
Walmart.
Yeah, what color? Can I see Walmart's ID?
Show me your boo-boo, Walmart.
Let me find out it's in a bureau somewhere.
Wow.
It's in a cabinet somewhere.
Basically, yeah. You said in the bureau.
Yeah, the bureau is the drawer. You already know.
Straight up, man. All right.
That's why when they say bureaucratized slavery, that just means that they attached a legal entity to you and put it in a drawer. And
basically,
just keeping a record on you. That's all they're doing.
It was called the bureaucratized slavery is called the Emancipation Proclamation. But seriously, I'm not making that up. Apostles is
I can't afford to take care of these minors anymore here.
Sad yet true,
yeah.
Right? Page 67 is where apostles are, right?
Awesome.
So here we go. In blue and underlined. I yield, bro. Islam.
Apostle. Those sent forth messengers, ambassadors, active spiritual thoughts. Jesus
conferred. Active Moors, not passive Moors.
Right. Active spiritual thoughts, not active lower self thoughts.
Correct. So we got to be apostles. Look at that.
Jesus conferred this title to the 12 whom he sent forth to teach and to heal. Those 12 are your zodiac.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, man. Even that third portion, it's like, man, back to Veritas. Like it's just like it just keeps going full circle, bro. No matter where we go with this study, it just keeps going full circle. Go ahead, I yield.
Yes. In order to command our powers, listen clearly, in order to command our powers and to bring them into unity, yoga, of action, we must know, not guess, not think, not believe. We must know what they are and their respective places on the staff of being. The grand man, Christ, has 12 powers of fundamental ideas represented in the history of Jesus, I am identity, by the 12 apostles, the 12 signs of the zodiac. So each of us has 12 faculties or fundamental ideas to make manifest, to bring out, and to use in the attainment of his ideals. There are innumerable other ideas, but each one stems from one of these fundamental ideas. That's just like saying, all these emotions stem from love, all these emotions stem from hate, dealing with two certain vibrations, and the rest are just springing from.
Yes,
Jesus' 12 apostles were Peter, faith; Andrew, strength; James, son of Zebedee, wisdom or judgment; John, love; Philip, power; Bartholomew, how do you say that? Bartholomew?
Yeah, Bartholomew. That's where you get Bart from. Bartholomew J. Simpson. That's Bart. Yeah. I yield.
Imagination; Thomas, understanding; Matthew, will; James, order; Simon and Cananian, zeal; Zadius, renunciation or elimination; and Judas, life conserver. See disciple, calling of disciple.
That's interesting. Calling of disciple. That's interesting.
God. That's like God of
disciple. Okay, since it's referencing calling of disciple, right? Let's see. Let's just see. It was disciple though, right? And it said calling of, right?
It did have a
After a
comma or
comma.
whatever. It probably will be under the disciple though.
That's what I thought. Right.
The city put out a warrant for you. The thought center did what for me? What thought center did what for me? You sure it was for me? That's strange.
The thought center.
Yeah,
I'm not a member of that thought center.
I don't know why that thought center is thinking about me.
Islam.
Think of me not. Out of sight, out of mind. How about that?
Flat out.
Disciple, one who receives instruction from another. Webster, see apostles. Disciple, calling of. To call a disciple or apostle is mentally to recognize that disciple. It is to identify oneself with the intelligence working at a center. For example, judgment at the solar plexus. To make this identification, one must realize one's unity, yoga, with God to call upon through Christ. Consciousness, self.
Mm-hmm.
Christ being, conscious being, self, the Son of God, right? The Son of to call upon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Idea always existing in man's consciousness. The Son of God idea always existing in man's consciousness. Disciples in the upper room. The gathering of the disciples or apostles in the upper room symbolizes the concentration of the faculties at the center or spirituality in communication with the Father of the universe, Allah, which is the thought manifested in flesh. You are commanding all of your powers. You're putting everything. You're basically being in harmony and getting all the different faculties within yourself to work in unison and in harmony with nature.
Spiritual communion.
And spirit Islam.
Islam. So that's, man, it just keeps getting better and better the more you read. Page 5 for able. So what part of your consciousness tied to your endocrine system is able? Page 5, right? All right. Yeah, bro.
Abel in Hebrew, hebel, breath or vanity, transitoriness, a breath, vapor. Second son of Adam and Eve, killed by his brother Cain, Genesis chapter 4, verses 2 through 8. Metaphysical meaning. Abel means breath, spirit, Abel's spirit, which places him in the air or the mental realm. He represents not the spiritual mind, but the mind that controls the animal functions. Interesting. He was a sheep raiser. The mental is more closely related to the spiritual consciousness than the physical. Cain is and its offerings are more acceptable to spirit than are those of the physical. In Hindu metaphysics, Abel would be termed the animal soul. Paul would call him the creature. Abel in Hebrew, Bali, meadow, fresh, grassy, a grassy place, a great stone. In the field of Joshua, the best Shemite, whereon they set down the ark of Jehovah. 1 Samuel chapter 6, verse 18. See marginal note also. Metaphysical, a very firm, abiding realization of substance in consciousness.
I think so. When people think Cain killed Abel, let's just stick to that thought real quick, right? So Cain, right, which is physical, right? The physical, Cain, is and its offerings are more acceptable to the breath, to the spirit. Okay, hold on. Then are those of the, okay, hold on. Let's go back. Let's analyze this real quick, because maybe Cain is not the physical. Let's see. The mental is more closely related to the spiritual consciousness than the physical. Cain. Okay, got you. So right. So Cain's offerings was not accepted. Okay, so let's see. And it's the mental, right? The mental offerings are more acceptable to spirit than those of Cain. Right? So Cain is physical. Abel was the animal soul. Right? So even though breath is spirit, however,
it says the mental realm. Yeah.
Say that again.
The first sentence says, or the mental realm. So Abel is like the mental realm, the breath, while Cain is like the physical substance. And it's saying that the mental, right, is more closely related to spiritual consciousness. So even though they're saying that the mental that they're referring to when they say Abel, metaphysically speaking, is not precisely the spiritual mind, but it's the mind that controls the animal function. So it's more closely related to spiritual consciousness than Islam.
No, you're good, because obviously the mental realm had to come from the spirit mind, because we're spirit first, which is the causal plane, which produces the astral plane, the soul plane.
So it will most definitely be closer, because of course it sprung from it, while the physical sprung from the animal mind.
Exactly, from the soul plane.
Yeah, mental, yeah, Islam.
So did Cain really kill Abel, or was Cain able to execute Abel's thoughts? Did you hear that? Did you hear what I just said there? Let's say that one.
Exactly. The physical consciousness, not even consciousness. We could just say the physical, period. The physical manifestation has killed, and we gotta go look what kill is. Killed the mental realm
by executing what the mental motivated the physical to do.
Right.
The executive branching, huh?
The mind that controls the animal function.
Right.
That would be interesting.
Yes, that's all. Like, so looky, Astro Cookie, right? Javon says Islam. I guess when he was speaking about mother energy, she was like, yep. Javon says Islam. Slim Herman says Islam. Greetings, Noble. Mother Sarah says, interesting. Abel. She says, it says Abel represents not the spiritual mind. Right, because the spiritual mind, again.
It's higher.
Right, that's the causal plane. Causal, causal. That's the causal plane. The astral plane is where the soul is, right? Because remember, I said anima is breath. Animal is that which descended from breath, because the suffix al is like of pertaining to, away from, down from, off from. So animal would be that which is descended from the spirit, because anima is Latin for spirit, right? So animal then would be that which descends from the spirit mind. That's giving you the mental realm where soul is operating. That's that second plane, right? Remember, we gotta go on each plane and carry out everything that we need to carry out. We gotta do our regain our lost estate and conflict that can't be told in words on the physical. Once we finish with the physical, we go on the astral plane, which is the the soul plane, or the breath descended soul plane, animal soul plane. And then from there, when we finish all those tasks there, then boom, we're back on the causal plane. And then we got to finish our task there, because it's happening all at once. It's just a lot of people aren't initiated into this type of thinking. So it may sound spaced out or new age or unrealistic when it's very fucking real. It's just those of us, there's some of us like my brothers who can tap into all three levels at one time and then present as we're doing right now. And I'm saying that respectfully. And that's what we encourage those that are sincere Moorish Americans such as ourselves to do the same. We're not doing this for those that are just on the bridge of coming out of calling themselves Negro, Black, colored, African American, stuff like that. And I'm not offending you when I say that. I'm actually thoroughly respecting that you do not give babies chickpeas. I'm not about to sit here and give a baby a chickpea.
For the keys to the Lambo.
At all. I'll give you hummus, not chickpeas.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying there? You want to choke on a chickpea. You won't choke on the hummus, which is still chickpea, just processed differently. So this is some chana masala sharing right here. Full rice and chickpea stew over the rice. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give a baby a whole banana. We're gonna food process it so it's smashed down so they can, gum it and taste, right? Give a baby a whole banana, you're gonna be dealing with this here. Like, oh shit, I'm trying to breathe upside down. I'm in between the shoulder blades. Like, that's what you're gonna be with it. And that's what happens when beings who are grown bodies, 20s, 30s, 40s, but still associated with Negro Black color, where they start choking is when they get offended when they hear what I'm saying even right now, because they have been socially engineered to think that their offering of their physical growth is equated to their mental or spiritual comprehension, and that is truly and most absolutely false. There are a lot of people who are 50, 60 years old, and they're literally maybe only 2.5. They're 30 months old in the spirit and on the soul plane. Maybe 30 months old on the soul plane and only 15 and a half months on 15 and a quarter months on the spirit plane. I know my baby's laughing. But she is this part. All right, so with that being said, yeah, it is interesting, right? Mother Sahara Hakeem says, peace, beloved, is gratitude. You are appreciated indeed. Hakeem, appreciate you also. Mother Sahara says, indeed, and she's also laughing. Brother R had mentioned looking up kill. So I think that's worth a looking for. We're in the J section. Let's see if we go to the K section, kill actually shows up here. Because I know we looked up dying last Friday, right? So let's see what happens when we go to the K section, right? Should be right before kings, all right? K-I-R. Need to go back some. K-E-Z. Okay, we'll just start here. Okay, it's not K-I-D to K-I-N, man. There's no kill there. Right? It goes from Kidron to Kina.
Okay.
So I think dying was the best one. When you went over, you guys want to see that, you got to go back and check out last Friday's presentation, right? So you can get that, because we're not going to go back if you want to continue to move forward. We love you all, though. However, Zacharias now. What part of your consciousness is Zacharias there on page 1003, right? Let's find Zacharias. 1003. And we yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we roll, please, Brother R. Bey, Islam.
I just see the case, not a case, an article that says, can Tulsa prosecute Native Americans? Federal appeals court considers speeding ticket case.
Well, the thing is, Native Americans, let's see, this is where they would have to be able to distinguish what kind of so-called Native American, even though that's kind of a redundant statement, because to say real gold would mean you're implying that gold is not real. So to say Native American, you're saying that an American's not American.
Yeah, because I haven't heard of Native anything else.
Right. Where's a native Australian? Do the Aborigines near Australia call themselves native Aboriginals?
Native Australian.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't see people near Japan calling themselves native Nipponese.
And actually,
see that.
Etymologically speaking, if I'm not mistaken, a native is someone born in bondage too.
Well, definitely by a collective bargaining agreement.
Right.
And that's why I said people that call themselves Indian or Native American, they're federal agents. I mean, I'm not seeking to offend anyone as much as I'm just really just telling the truth. Now, you can't handle that, then you're just really good at looking in the mirror and lying to yourself. Each feather is a feather of truth that you're a federal agent. Because if you're in a federal reservation, then you must be a Federal Reserve agent.
Exactly.
Prove me if you try to prove me wrong. I'm pretty sure we done went over this plenty of times. In order for Moors to become Indians, they had to denationalize themselves.
Same goes for becoming a U.S. citizen.
Period.
And then people say, well, the Prophet's nationality card said, I'm a citizen of the USA. I don't think it did, first of all. Second of all, if he's telling you to nationalize, but becoming a citizen of the U.S. is naturalizing, which means you have to disavow your nationality, your allegiance to your nation. Why would he tell you to claim your nationality but then be a citizen of something where you have to give up your nationality? That doesn't even make sense.
No matter how much Prophet Noble Drew Ali has admitted in certain documentation that he's Cherokee, he didn't call himself like, yeah, I'm a Cherokee Moorish American. No, it's like, yeah, that's it. However, to get from that falsehood, I need to get here because I felt like the beings before me fell from being Moors into being Cherokee, Kitawa, Renapi, all that. I know you guys want to hold on to it. Near the Maryland State Republic, got the Susquehannocks, all Moors. That was like, you know what? Instead of us being Moors, because we keep having these wars and getting our ass kicked. Let's call ourselves something else. Let's just look. Hey, guys, calm down. Pass the peace pipe. I was thinking, let's just dishonor our ancient foremothers and forefathers just for a little bit. Yeah. That's how I see it. I gotta use the Moors room, bro. I'll be right back.
Islam.
Zachariah.
A.V. Zacharias. Zachariah, Hebrew. Jehovah has penetrated. Jah is mindful. Jehovah has remembered. Concentrating on Jehovah. Memory of Jah. Jah is renowned. Praise the Lord. When Jesus was son of Barachia, a righteous man whom Jesus accused the Jewish people of having slain. Matthew 23:35. Zechariah is the same name. Metaphysical. The significance is the same as that of Zacharias and Zechariah. Spiritual consciousness. Jehovah has penetrated. Jehovah has remembered. Concentrating on Jehovah. Memory of Jah. Jah is renowned. Or the entrance of spiritual thought into man's consciousness. Again, the entrance of spiritual thought. Not that thought rooted in the controlling of the animal mind. The spiritual thought, which Abel is not. Into man's consciousness and a lifting up of spiritual understanding. A lifting up. Sounds like uplifting fallen humanity, right? Zacharias, Greek from Hebrew. Jehovah has penetrated. Jah is mindful. Jehovah has remembered. Concentrating on Jehovah. Memory of Jah. Jah is renowned. Praise the Lord. Father of John the Baptist. Luke 1:567. Zechariah and Zechariah are the same name. right? Vowels are interchangeable. They're telling you right there. Metaphysical, spiritual consciousness. Jehovah has penetrated, Jehovah has remembered. Praise the Lord.
It's interesting too, because in looking at this, it's funny. It said in Luke 11, which verse was that? Was that 51, where it mentions Abel and Zacharias? It's funny because it goes from A to Z. Abel from the blood of Abel, from the blood, right? Which is okay. Let's do that. That's what we didn't look up.
Looking at blood.
Exactly. Let's do that so that we can see what blood is, and then see that the blood from the animal soul down to the blood pertaining to, what was Zacharias again?
Zacharias is Jehovah, spiritual consciousness.
All right. So the last will be first and the first will be last. I can't make this up, man. I really can't make this up. All right. But let's look up blood. I know I saw it.
I just seen it.
Yeah. So
Blood of
let's
Christ.
see what happens here. Yeah, I want to see if it's gonna boom. There is just blood
Jesus,
itself.
blood to them who for him are utterly waiting unto salvation. Blood expresses a spiritual principle that has been introduced into the race mind through the purified I am identity, Jesus. It is a spiritual principle in that it rests on pure ideals, yet it is manifested in mind and body in concrete form when rightly appropriated, that it can be appropriated and used to the purification of the mind and the healing of the body. Thousands are proving in this day. Oh, okay. Through his experience on the cross, where his precious blood was spilled, through his suffering there, Jesus lowered his consciousness to the consciousness of the race, thereby administering to the whole race a blood transfusion, imparting to man the properties of being that will restore him to his divine estate. Ooh.
So I was like, I already saw it coming. I was like,
oh my goodness.
He's heating up.
Terrell is the man.
Yes, yo.
Yo, I mean, dang, bro. It can't, it's in a conflict that can't be told in words.
Because everybody's not going to be able to comprehend the words. You're going to have children that are 7 years old that are going to comprehend the metaphysical Bible, and you're going to have people that are 57 years old talking about those children are silly.
Yeah. Jesus lowered his consciousness to the consciousness of the race, thereby administering to the whole race a blood transfusion, imparting to man the properties of being that will restore him to his divine estate. Such a transfusion not only revives us in temporal ills, but begins in the body a purifying and energizing process that will finally save us from death. Bro, it all boils back down to becoming immortals again. Because what I'm realizing is with the story of Enoch, bro, the Moors, our ancient foremothers and forefathers that were in their ancient state of thinking, mind, right? Their ancient cities, their ancient thought centers. They didn't have to eat, and I don't think that they died either. But what I'm realizing is that because there's always been that lower spirit on the planet that is warring against the higher spirit, it's like, oh yeah, those are just those immortals over there that yeah, they don't eat, they don't drink, they hardly sleep or whatever, and they're just masters at everything. We don't really fuck with them though. We over here eating, growing our food and stuff, and these unholy beings have been warring against the holy beings, and the unholy beings have an allegiance to keep the holy beings from getting back to that immortal state of mind, from getting back to that not needing to eat, not needing to chase a bag to survive, because they don't want to do it. They don't have it in them to be the spiritual masters that they need to be. So they're throwing a pity party tantrum like, fuck that. We're not being holy, so you're not going to be holy. We don't, because then they're held accountable. That's like they don't. That's like if you live in a house and one motherfucker wants to be vegan, but everybody want to eat meat, and then you're like, nah, nigga, you gonna eat this motherfucker. You gonna eat this bacon skin today. If we don't, because you're unhealthy and you don't want to eat right and you don't want to do right, you can't stand to see another one do right and lead others to do right. You like, it's making you sick that you can't poison your own child with your foolish thoughts, because there's this guy over here who's giving him clean, pure thoughts that's uplifting his consciousness, right? Pure thoughts, words, and deeds. So you're like, fuck all that. Y'all not gonna do that. We doing this, the program right here. That's literally what's happening. It's a holy war. It's a family feud, and it's been that way ever since they got you to start dying.
Correct. Absolutely correct. By being in mental bondage to sense consciousness. Don't walk like an Egyptian. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, that shit says it begins in the wait, hold on, I gotta go back, bro.
Go right ahead.
Such a transfusion. Let's really comprehend the transfusion a metaphor here. So if the blood expresses a spiritual principle that has been introduced into the race mind through the purified I am identity, right? It's a spiritual principle in that it rests in pure ideals. So now let's take that pure ideal spiritual principle, right? And let's say Jesus lowered his consciousness to the consciousness of the race mind, for that matter, right? Thereby administering the whole race mind to that whole level of plane of thinking, that whole thought center, a spiritual principle that rests in pure ideals, imparting that to mind and the properties of the being, which will restore him to his divine estate.
So the blood of Abel, even to the blood of Zechariah.
Such a transfusion, right, of spiritual principle and pure ideals, not only revives us in temporal ills, so your little mucus accumulations within your body that are creating dis-ease, it not only cures that.
Hold on, to add to your wisdom, just to add to it, revives means somebody's dead.
Right.
Yo.
Right.
All right, I yield.
Right.
Brought back to life. That's what revive means. Go ahead, I yield.
The illness is the illness is death creeping up on you. So at the end of the day, if you illness is death, because illness leads to death. So that means that illness is a beginning process of death. So when you're getting ill, you're dying. Oh, you're not dying. You just got the sniffles. No, you got something. Unless you're out there in the cold and your nose is regulating the temperature of the air, that's different. You get the sniffles. But, a cough, all that mucus shit, that shit ain't normal. That is a sign of dying.
Correct. That is
no matter how slow the process is. But begins in the body a purifying and energizing process that will finally save us from death, which we already seen what death was too. right? We already
Yeah,
see
when
what
we
Gaia
were,
was.
yeah, absolutely. That's what I told him. Like, man, go on back. And those of you that are part of Prophet Noble Drew University, you already know. And in the description right now, I'm pretty sure Prophet Noble Drew University is in the description. Most of you guys already know. Most of the books we go over is in Prophet Noble Drew University, especially this Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. You know, you don't just have to, you know, and we advise that you do, please believe nothing we share. Try to prove it wrong. When we prove it right, teach your loved ones. Because what you'll recognize is it's one thing for I and Brother R to be like, yo, this apple pie, man, the apples are so fresh, the cinnamon fresh. Goodness gracious, man. You said this ain't sugar. What's this, man? You said you hold on, you use date syrup. Man, I ain't never had no date syrup used apple pie. It's so tasty. And if anybody responds to one of us, right? And we go, because me and Brother R are the only one tasting the apple pie. And we go, yeah, man, ain't it delicious? Only me and Brother R, because we're tasting the pie, can go, yeah. Anybody else go yes or no? You're a liar because you haven't cut yourself a slice. You didn't grab a fork. You don't even have a plate. You're observing a conversation about pie eating, yet you're trying to have an opinion. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
So we want to prevent you being an idiot and say, don't believe anything we're saying. Research it yourself.
Right.
Take notes here. Go into your own studies. Maybe your spirit is telling you to look up something. Maybe your spirit is like, hey, you know what? My grandmama used to always say, you know, Psalms 23. Man, let me go look at something. Let me see what Psalm 23 say. And then you go into the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary and start breaking down Psalm 23. You're gonna be like, hold up. I don't think my grandmother really comprehended Psalm 23. like she was just on the cane of it all.
Right.
She didn't even make it to the able. Maybe had some inkling of it. 9 times out of 10, though, most people that are on cane level are just showing up to the building, clapping their hands, shaking a tambourine.
Right. It's so funny that you said building right now because it's like you read my mind from earlier because earlier I was thinking the spiritual consciousness is outside, you know what I'm saying? And then the mind, the mind consciousness that controls like the animal mind, right? That would be like the rotunda when you're entering, you know what I mean, the palace or whatever.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying? Like the the courtyard coming into the palace or whatever. And then all the way inside of the building would be the physical, you see what I'm saying? Like that physical.
Got you. I
mindset.
See that on a reversal of how to look at it, like the outside is the bigger doll. And then we're descending inwardly as far as those, because you're saying the smaller something is, because the physical isn't as great as the spirit. I can get that in that perspective. I totally get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you just brought up something about a building. You say you kind of like outside still when you're in the animal mind, right? You're like in the courtyard or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You almost outside.
Yeah.
You're not in spiritual consciousness.
Most people are still, and it's funny because now when you're saying that, it makes me think of the allegory of the cave. So people inside are only seeing shadows of figures coming past the light of the fire.
Right.
And they're looking at the wall like, oh my God, look at this. Like they don't comprehend that they're only looking at the antision.
Yeah, they don't comprehend someone's blocking the light.
Correct. They don't because they don't have a full perspective of the whole event that's taking place. They're only having a perspective on the projection.
That's a great analogy. They don't comprehend that the light is being blocked.
Correct. At different times. It's like at what rate is the light being blocked? Is it being blocked quickly or slowly? Because then when it's slow and it's long, it's like, oh my God, it's a shadow. Or it's dark. Is it really dark? Or do you not comprehend how the projection is manifesting on the wall?
Right. They don't understand the field of the light.
Because they have no knowledge of the fire, nor the beings walking by it. So all they are doing is being used by the energies so below, never comprehending the as above.
Mm.
The fire here would be the sun in this perspective that I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
The bodies would be the wanderers, termed the planets. And the shadows would be the effects of these wanderers in their orbit as they're circumambulating the sun. And the effects from those here is just like spirit being able to bring the energies of animal soul, and now those strings are being pulled by the as above. It's so many examples we could think of. But in the terms of marionette, our bodies, until we are conscious of taking advantage of our own faculties, that's why the yoga of Jesus, when you suggested it being read before, Brother R, like the yoga of Jesus, I think is a very awesome, just the title alone is like, man. So there's going to be some people who will be like, yes, I needed this. And, I think you can,
that translates to the union of the I am identity.
Correct. Because yoga is union and Jesus is the I am identity. So the unity of the I am identity is going to be missed by those that are Cain. It's going to be an alleged. I say that again.
All those beings stuck in Egypt.
Yeah, yeah, Cain and them stuck in Egypt, right? The physical stuck in mental bondage to sense consciousness. Whereas those that may get an inkling of it are able to do so. To get to a Zechariah kind of mindset. Let's look at Zechariah's one more time, as we have now gone into this, right? One more time. Spiritual consciousness.
The significance is the same as that of Zacharias and Zechariah. Spiritual consciousness.
Mm-hmm. So now you have done what?
What was Jehovah again?
Yud Hey Vav Hey Yahweh.
Did we ever look that one up?
But we can definitely look up Jehovah.
Probably a long one though. The reason I asked is because that definition right there says Jehovah a lot.
Correct.
Jehovah has remembered, and Jehovah is renowned, or whatever.
Which is more of a Greek derivation. You know, in the Hebrew it would be Yahweh, right? YHVH. Some people would say YAW. I mean, YAHWEH. But I know when you pronounce the Hebrew as Yahweh, right? Yud He Vav He. In the Hebrew, termed Hebrew. Let's see. We are looking for Ho. Okay. Let's see. I'm a hustler, baby. No, that didn't come to you guys' minds. Stop it. You know it came to all you guys' minds as soon as I said it. Hold on. Where are we at? We're still in. Hold on. What was that? Oh no. That's when I was trying to find Ghaziel, and it's the closest I came. Even though Ghaziel is related to Boaz also. Jahaziel. Let's see. Because it's doing Jehovah. Jehovah. The game's over. Remember? Right? Take over. Let's see. There's a lot of JAs there, man. Okay, we're in the JEs now, right?
About to yield soon too, bro. Gotta go travel.
I already know ski doski.
But if you're gonna stay on, then when I get back, I'll hop back on. But if not,
No, I'm gonna close out. I'm
part
gonna
three.
close out. I'm gonna close out. It's no worries, bro. I'll close out because I got to do the invocation out anyway. And then after this, all I got to do is alter. So it's all good, man. It's no worries.
Which one we doing right now?
Jehovah, you just said to do, but after this is altar.
Islam.
And Temple of Solomon's temple is not bad either. So hold on, let's see. Jehovah is first shown here. I'm thinking, since that's what you said you wanted to see.
Yeah, Jehovah, he who is, who was, will be manifest, the self-existent one. Ebsity, he who is eternal, and quote, I am that I am. End quote. The absolute very remains the same, but the prefix changes from manifestation to power. He or I, the word for word rendering of the original would be I am, I was, I will be, because I am, I was, I will be, the power to be eternally. I don't know if that's saying Jehovah.
What this looks like it's saying.
Jehovah is one of God's names as given in the Bible. In the authorized version, it is improperly translated, the Lord, quote unquote. In the American Standard Version, the name Jehovah is given where Jah occurs. In the Hebrew text, see Exodus 6:2 and 3, and Psalms 83:18. Metaphysical. Moses says in Exodus 3:14 and 15 that Jehovah told him that his name means I am that I am. Hebrew students say that the original word is JHVH.
That's what I was saying, Yahweh, but they use usually Y. Anyway, go ahead, I yield.
Yeah, which means the ever-living male and female principle. These Hebrew lexicon identifies this name with Christ as the manifestation of God to call upon, to invoke, that speaks to patriarchs and prophets. Jesus confirms this in Matthew 22:42-45, where he reveals that the Christ existed before David, whose son he was supposed to be. In the Old Testament, the spiritual I am is symbolically described by Jehovah. In the New Testament, it is called Christ.
Looky, Astro Cookie.
Creation originates and exists in divine mind, to call upon, to invoke God.
There you go, bro. I got you.
In the creative process, divine mind first ideates itself. In the scripture, this ideal is named Jehovah, meaning I am, the ever-living. He who is eternal. The creation is carried forward through the activity of the Holy Spirit. The Hebrew Jehovah has been translated Lord, quote unquote. Lord means an external ruler. Bible students say that Jehovah means the self-existent one. Then instead of reading Lord, we should read I am. It makes a great difference whether we think that I am, self-existence, is within or Lord, Master, without. All scripture shows.
East and West. East and West. You see that? Look, people talking about, oh, it's an East Coast, West Coast thing. Within you. Right. You don't know whether you're going to be I am or Lord.
Right. This
Lord
is the
can't
name
exist without I am. So I think Lord is dependent on I am. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, I yield.
Exactly, and anybody could be a Lord. I mean, anybody could be a I am too, but Lord is much lower.
Yeah, Lord almost sounds like lowered.
Right, like you've been lowered, right?
It's just missing we, right? A W-E between the O and the R, and the E between the R and the D.
Lord is a contraction for lowered. No, I'm just kidding. Or lowered is a contraction for lowered. I don't know. All right. Quote, This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. End quote. So whenever you read the word Lord in scripture, say I am instead, and you will get a clearer understanding of what Jehovah is. Jehovah, Jireh, means I am the provider.
Yeah, Jehovah Jireh.
If we expect
Okay, go ahead.
if we expect to demonstrate prosperity from without, right, out sinfully, we find it a slow process. But if we know that I am is a provider, we have the key to the inexhaustible resource. God was also known to the Israelites as Jehovah Shalom, I am peace, quote unquote. We can demonstrate peace of mind by holding the words, quote, I am peace, end quote, with the understanding that the real I am is Jehovah within us. But if we start any demonstration and try to apply the I am to personality, we fall short.
That's the creation and fall of man. Chapter 1.
Islam. This is frequently the cause of failure to get the desired results from the laws that all metaphysicians recognize as fundamentally true. The mind does not always comprehend I am in its highest, neither does it discern that the all-knowing, omnipotent one is within man. We read that in another definition. That exact sentence. The mind does not always comprehend I am in its highest, neither does it discern that the all-knowing, omnipotent one is within man. This
it might have been when we looked up God. That's possibly when we looked up God, and then it's possible. Go ahead, I yield.
This recognition must be cultivated, and everyone should become conscious of the I am presence. This consciousness will come through prayer and meditation on truth. In truth, there is but one I am, Jehovah, the omnipotent I am. If you take the word Jehovah Shalom into your mind and hold it with the thought of a mighty peace, you will feel a harmonizing stillness that no man can understand. It must be felt, realized, and acknowledged by your I am before the spiritual I am can pour out its power.
Right there, that's when Prophet Noble Drew Ali was saying, add to your wisdom, you will gain your re-lost estate. Man, mind, will regain his lost estate in a conflict that cannot be told in words. I yield.
Islam. It must be felt, realized, and acknowledged by your I am before the supreme I am can pour out its power. After experiencing it, you know that you have touched a divine something, but you cannot explain to another just what it is because can't
be told in words.
Right. Exactly.
Because
you have gone beyond the realm of words and have made union with the cause side of existence. That's
why I said the causal plane is spirit. That's why I kept saying that. Okay, go ahead.
They're gonna start listening soon. It is the quickening of your divinity through the power of the word. This divine nature is in us all, waiting to be brought into expression through our recognition of the power and might of I am.
Hold on, I want to make sure I comprehend. Where did you say this divine nature is?
The word?
It says this divine nature is where?
Oh, okay. Hold on. I gotta go back and find it, bro.
The last sentence.
Oh, this divine nature is in us all.
Jesus, Mary, and fucking Joseph.
Yeah, I seen divinity, then I seen divine up there again, so I was like, oh, which one?
So
touch the divine.
So hold on, Mary had it the closest. I'm trying to tell you, it's the God in me. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, they had it the closest. Everything else is, like I said, it's like Brother Todd said. There used to be songs of great encouragement. Now they're beautifully sung begging songs.
Slave carols.
Slave carols. Yo. like Dietrich Haddon. I'm not knocking it, but it's like he's like, we need an outpour of your spirit. It's like, bro, that's in you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I got this one song I listen to, right? Like I don't know if you know, like sometimes, spiritual students go up under a guru that the guru teaches them and stuff like that, and they end up making songs for the guru.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
Just like how it was said in what was that book, man? Our favorite joint, yo. The autobiography of a yogi, right?
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say the Navamsha or whatever that I don't know if it's Navamsha.
Oh, the Briya Parashara or
Yeah, Parashara. Yeah, that one. I thought you were gonna say that one. But yeah, no.
No, I thought in autobiography of a yogi that Yogananda had like mentioned that too. Like, I thought
when we were reading that book, we were seeing things that were related to him and his book because they define Yogananda and Paramahansa being a dove and whatnot.
Correct.
Something like that, correct. Or like the swan or something like that.
That is correct. You're absolutely correct. It definitely is swan.
Yeah.
This is the last one, bro. If you want me to read it, I can. If you can, go right ahead, and then I'll do the invocation out, bro. And shout out to everybody that's in the chat interacting. Mother Sahar said, "What is date syrup?" Laughing out loud, though. Like, indeed, she was on that cane, quote unquote. Slim says facts. So Psalm 23 would read, "I am my shepherd." Right. The Lord is my shepherd. Right. The I am is my shepherd. I shall not want because it's already inside of me. I shall not lack. Some versions, it don't say I shall not want. It says I shall not lack. So yeah, that's why I said you go and analyze what your grandmama was trying to like hit you with the stick of the fan. That was in the back of the pews where the Bibles was. And you gonna realize grandmama ain't know what she was talking about. She was just doing her best to try to do some outwardly stuff, some Cain stuff, right? And thought it was going to get her some spirituality. Slim Herman's laughing. Go ahead, bro.
Co means together with, right? And compounds with stems beginning in vowels, right? So and then cane is the physical. So cocaine is you stuck in that physical.
Yeah. But you're basically. Seriously,
I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna yield because I think the babies are ready. We about to just roll out.
All right.
Metaphysical. So this is altar, right? Altar, which has al in it, right? And tar. Interesting. Metaphysical, the place in consciousness where we are willing to give up the lower to the higher, the personal to the impersonal, the animal to the divine. The golden altar for incense, the altar of the burnt offerings, and so forth. Exodus 45 and 6. Right, chapter 40, verse 5 and verse 6. Symbolize the establishing of permanent resolutions of purity and covenants of conformity with the higher law of obedience, though it cause daily sacrifice. Because every day you got to make the decision to not do that dumb shit.
I mean, that's why we're days.
Yes. The brazen altar that was used in the temple worship, 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 64, represents the generative life. The altar that is mentioned in Revelations chapter 11, verse 1, that's 111, symbolizes the consciousness of full consecration that takes place first in the temple of worship. Quote, present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your spiritual service. Romans chapter 12, verse 1, quote, them that worship therein, end quote, represent our true spiritual thoughts that love and worship to call upon to invoke God. The altar of 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 30 represents the solar plexus.
Jesus, bro. Firstly, Christ. I keep telling you guys, this is connected to your consciousness and your endocrine system. That's all. That's how the Bible was supposed to have been presented to you all along. But again, you fell. We fell, right?
So the solar plexus is the altar of that was spoken about in Kings 1830, right?
Yeah, in First Kings 1830.
Islam, or the centralization of all the nervous energy in body consciousness. Jesus Christ. They're telling you that. So like the city is a thought center, the solar plexus is a nervous center, nervous system center. Interesting. Yeah, and pardon me, bro. I just gotta go right now, so I won't be able to do the invocation out.
Do your thing. I'll close on out. Y'all travel safely.
I'll be with you in the spirit.
You already, bro. Islam, bro. Peace and love.
All right, peace and love, everybody. Happy holy day.
Islam.
If I leave, I don't got a host, right? It's not gonna kick you out if I leave.
Or you got co-host, I think.
You know what? I'm gonna just leave it on, bro. It's charging anyway. There's a possibility that something might happen. You might still be on later, so I might.
All right, cool. We'll see. Right, absolutely, bro. All right, Islam.
Peace and
y'all travel safely. Peace. Altar, stabilized place of worship, right? Worship, workshop of the mind, right? That's your worship, right? All right. A fixed, definite center in consciousness, a place in consciousness where we meet the I am, right? Which is the outer Lord, right? And are willing to give up our withouts, right? Because sins is without. So if Lord is without and sins is without, look at that. To give up the lower for the higher, the personal for the impersonal. Altar, brazen, or temple worship, right? So of temple worship, the altar or brazen of temple worship, right, represents the generative life. The golden altar of incense, it symbolizes the establishing of permanent resolutions pertaining to purity and covenants with the higher law pertaining to obedience, although it may entail daily sacrifice. This applies to the altar pertaining to burnt offerings. And we saw that when we was reading burdens last Friday, when we ended on burdens, you guys will see. So when you comprehend why we've been going on this particular vocabulary pertaining to Luke 11, 46 through 52, now you got to think, what if we showed you guys? We showed you guys and shared with you all a way that we go into Bible scripture in order to hold beings that think they're police, sheriffs, lawyers, and really do what we got to do in our documentation, along with what we know pertaining to astrology. Those of us here at 70 Hillstar, those of you that are, you've gotten either your mirror session, you've gotten your hands on a workshop or something, like you guys see that all this comes together. It's not like, oh, they do astrology and they talk about the Bible and the law. No, all three of them go together. You just got to be able to really do like Jadon said that they're doing. Jadon was like, yo, I'm basically binge watching all you guys' videos. Jadon's going to get an unvelation and see like, holy shit, all this does go together. You can't separate the history from the law, from the astrology, from the Bible, from the Quran. Like seriously, like when you're reading the Quran or the Pentateuch, the Torah, whatever, you're going to see how all the holy books are based in universal principle. Just how is it being delivered? Do you comprehend the etymology to the terms? Are you seeing the metaphysical definitions pertaining to it? Right? Altar to an unknown God, a yearning to know the unrevealed spirit and a reaching out for a fuller realization of its source. Look at that. That's very able of that energy. All right. So with that being said, I think the last thing that was on there, which was an extra, right? Since we're talking about altars and temples, was Solomon's temple. Is on page 944. See what you guys are saying in the chat here. JM says Islam from the UK, brothers. Islam out there, JM. Everything's all right, yeah? I know it's like 5.5 hours out there though, right? What time is it out there near the UK? You know? Are you a sis or a bruv? I know I asked you that before. I'm just not remembering, JM. I didn't want to say, what's up, bruv? It's so not a bruv. It's so a mother, right? It's a muv, not a bruv, right? Just however, let us know. So it's like, okay, so it's like, if East Coasting, it's like 1709. So is it like 2209 out there? Is it like 10 p.m., 9 minutes after 10 p.m. out there, JM? Just wanted to know. Javon says Islam. Melissa says peace and love, brother Aura. Right. This is the Metaphysical Dictionary, correct? The Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore. All right. It is in Prophet Noble Drew University. You can also order yourselves one too if you like. I'm pretty sure you can find it out there on Amazon and get yourself one. Right. And then just make comparison. Look at your physical one and look at the PDF that's provided. You can see what you got there. All right, she's a mug, and she says it's 9/11 post meridian. Looky, Astro Cookie. All righty, indeed. So that's 21/11. So okay, so it's only 4 hours then from East Coast time, right? Okay, cool. Gotta remember, JM's a mug, not a brub, yeah. All right, so with that being said, Mother Sahar says yes to you, Javon. Yes, Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. He says thanks to you, Mother Sahar. She says you're welcome. Jadon says yes, sir. Right. And indeed, JM, we appreciate you, Mom. Beloved mother, appreciate you. And for letting us know. Yeah, it's 4 hours ahead of the East Coast, indeed. So that's awesome to know, if I'm not mistaken. I think, let me see. Yes, exactly. So yeah, 17:21 is 4, right? Oh, yes, good brother. Your presentations are adept classes. Gratitude indeed. I mean, all the praises due to balance, right? And then supreme honors the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, as we are inspired by, and supreme honors again to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And I say Khalif because I think Charles Mosley Bey is really in defense of Charles Mosley Bey. However, I'm not negating the Supreme Grand Chief Edward Milley L either. All righty. So I know the science more than probably some people would think, and people in certain buildings that think since they attend those buildings, they're more Moorish American than any of us are. You know, I comprehend the science and the history to a point where that's why I share how I share, because Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, in order to change people, you must change their literature. And I'm not looking to be centralized in some building. So let's just do it on YouTube. And if anybody cares to click on the YouTube, hey, look at you. You're amazing, because what you can do is bring yourself out of mental bondage to sense consciousness and just, grow further. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Right. So Solomon's Temple, page 944. Yeah. Let's do that. And let's see what we got there. And then I'll begin to close on. Now, I got a question for you all. So put it in the chat. I was talking to Brother Aura earlier. I'm like, bro, I think it's time to do virtual and telephony field trips. So like you guys name a jurisdiction, like what state of corporation is near you? And we can find a county near there. And let's analyze the county municipal code or the city's municipal code near that certain particular so-called state of corporation. Let's look at their statutes and let's make some phone calls. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's going to take us doing the impromptu improv on Fridays earlier so we can catch the alleged business hours of these beings, like say we want to call a sheriff's office and ask them questions according to their statutes, just to see like, hey, do they actually follow their stuff? Or are they being controlled by some other practice, some other collective bargaining agreement? Again, shout out to Malika, right, for the Pigpen classes. Are they being governed by some collective bargaining agreement with the district attorney? Right? So do they have something separate going on? Because they should be removing themselves from their position. Or the people should have collectively learn, study, and know that they need to put a bullet in that guy's head or people's heads that are not upholding the Constitution, especially when most of them probably have not read it, yet they swore an oath to uphold it. To know a thing or to be bound to know a thing is to know a thing, right? Just paraphrasing that. All righty. So yeah, there's no excuse, right? The Mother Sahar says Connecticut Republic. Look at that. All righty. So we need to analyze that, check some counties there, see what's going on for that, right? Whatever counties are occupying near that portion pertaining to the land. Until Sunday, we spring forward, then we will have 5 hours ahead. Okay, got you. Indeed. Connecticut Republic, like you said, sister cities, international research. Yeah, basically. might as well. Like, why not? look at all these places. 944 is where we're looking to go right now, right, for Solomon's Temple. And I won't go into this totally because I like doing this part where it's just like I read a little bit and then you guys go and finish reading. It's on 944, 945, and 946. You see where it ends right before the term temptation, right? So let's just go into 944, just a little bit on the metaphysical pertaining to Solomon's Temple. And then you guys go and get the richness of the rest of it for yourselves, all righty? So let me do this and move this window up, because if I take the window away, you guys won't be able to see me. So that's why I just scoot that up right there. So with that being said, temple, Solomon's, right? Solomon's Temple. Firstly, a symbol pertaining to the regenerated body pertaining to man, right? To mind, right? The regenerated body pertaining to mind. Look at that. That sounds like a New Testament. Testy, body, meant, mind, right? Which is man, right? So a symbol of the regenerate body of man, which when he attains it, he will never leave. There's that immortality again. This enduring temple is built in the understanding pertaining to spirit, right? As the one and only cause, back to that causal word again, of all things. Solomon's Temple, or House of Jehovah, right? Again, there's that I am, 1 Kings 6. Metaphysical. Solomon's Temple is a symbol of the regenerated body of mind, which when he attains it, he will never leave again. This enduring temple is built in the understanding of spirit as the one and only cause of all things. In 1 Corinthians 6:19 and in 2 Corinthians 6:16, we will learn that man's body, right? Mind's body is the temple or house pertaining to call upon, right? House of God. History says that for magnificence, splendor, and cost, Solomon's Temple has never been equaled. That means you guys got to put in a lot within yourself just to, and you know what that cost is, and that splendor and magnificence is called sincerity. You be sincere for real and get to know yourself, study yourself, and learn these metaphysics. The universe will conspire in your favor to make sure you have everything that you need. Will conspire in your favor. It occupied 3/4 of a square mile and cost $1 billion. Yet not a vestige of it remains. Several temples have since been built on the spot where it stood. So we see that the enduring temple that man is to build is not the outer symbol, but the body temple of the I am identity with the spiritual consciousness, Jesus Christ, right? Jesus, I am identity, Christ, spiritual consciousness. Right? The I am consciousness that's higher, right? I am identity with the I am consciousness. It's one thing to have the identity. Do you have the consciousness though? When Jesus came teaching that the body is the temple, he brought to man the revelation, the reveiling. And what we like to say we're doing is unveiling in assistance with Prophet Noble Ali, because he said he came to remove the covers, right? Revelation of the enduring temple. We as a race, and the reason it's a revelation is because it's like, I'm going to speak it in parable. What we're doing is we're not speaking parable at all. We're completely assisting Prophet Noble Ali in removing the covers of parable, because parable is to like take a point, right? Parable. Let's say you guys can see my wing dividers here, right? It's wing dividers is for etching circles or curves in into sheet metal. So it's basically like a really awesome compass. So I have a few different compasses of different material, made out of different materials and shapes and stuff. So to do a parable is for me to, I want to make a point. However, since people can't comprehend certain points being made, I have to go around my point. That's a parable. So when they say Jesus spake in parable and he was a carpenter, you know, carpenters have a compass and square, right? Compass and square, right? So to speak in parable is to go around your point. That's how you give revelation. We're not doing revelation here. We're doing unvelation. We would much rather carry out the law that Prophet Noble Drew Ali is bringing in removing the covers, right? So instead of speaking in parable, I think it's best for us to just unveil and say that we're only speaking to those that are here for unveilings. So I'm not seeking to have unveiling conversations with beings who are just coming out of Negro, Black, colored, African-American mindset. Again, I'm not giving a baby chickpeas. I'll give you some hummus though. See, because chickpeas is its form that you need it in. That's the unveiling. If I gotta reveal it, I gotta reveal the chickpeas, which means I gotta process it another way. I gotta go around my point of giving you straight chickpeas, and now I gotta process it into hummus. Hummus. Oh, that's what I gotta do, right? So with that being said, let's look at what it said here. We as a race are educated through symbols. The Temple of Solomon, what race is that? That's human race. The Temple of Solomon and the tabernacle that preceded it were object lessons, symbols of the true tabernacle that to call upon, right? Because when you call upon something, first you got to think it. That's the immaculate conception, right? To make the I am identity. This is why Mother calls upon our existence, right? She's guarding us into existence. True tabernacle that God pitched, but not man, not mind, right? Of the temple, quote, not made with hands, eternal in the heavens, end quote. Look at that. The heavens represent the consciousness pertaining to the ideal in each of us. The real temple idea is a permanent abiding place for the ego. The ego must be clothed upon. Man is mine, is a series of conscious projections. I was just talking about projections earlier. From center, ego, right? And ego is just Latin for I am. To circumference. Look, I just talked about a circle and making a point and going around it. Circumference, right? Because circumference, even if you guys remember the formula, how do you get circumference? 2 pi r. 2 times pi times r gets you the circumference. Man is a series of conscious projections from the center. That's why come on, man. I can't make this up. I can't even make this up. That's why I pulled out my compass to speak about how the center, the point that we're making, the point from which we're coming from, the I am, and then we have to the circumference, which is the body, because the I am is within us and the body is around that which is within us. This clothing is made of thoughts. Are we getting this? You guys are getting this, right? Jadon says, yes, for those who have ears to hear. Indeed, right? Sister Cities International, yeah, indeed. Near the Birmingham Corporation, JM, indeed. Gratitude for all you do, Brother Hasan, and your sincerity. Indeed, Mother Sahara. Going around the point, yeah, that's a parable. An arc, indeed, JM. All right. So, I guess I'll read this last portion. I want you guys to read the rest on pages 945 and 946. Do homework. Don't be afraid. Do the homework and really see this for yourself. We are told by physiologists that the whole organism is built cell by cell and destroyed cell by cell. The builder of a house picks brick and mortar, and to do this, we have a correspondence in body building and in character building. There must be pigeonholes where all the different thoughts, feelings, and memories can be filed away, that they may be found readily when wanted. This is the object pertaining to the divine body temple, and it is a wonderful structure. It is not only substance, but life, intelligence, power. It is fitted to express divine mind perfectly. That's why I tell y'all, y'all already born perfect. Y'all are born masters. You're just here being taught and reminded. Every single being that comes to this planet through the womb pertaining to woman, you're already born perfect. You're born masters. You're just being taught and reminded. You guys have homework, starting with all that preceded Jesus Christ was transitory. So you guys can go and read that. I'll go and read it myself, right? Do some homework for myself also. Read it again, basically, right? The pages, as you guys can see in the top right-hand corner here, let me make sure I click on that. 946, right? You're going to start at the top of 946 at all that preceded Jesus Christ was transitory. And you make sure you'll complete here just above temptation, right? On page 946. So 945, 946, pardon me, 945, top of 945, and to 946. That's your homework, right? And maybe what we'll do next Friday, right? Maybe take a small little break from hitting the metaphysics so hard. However, we're going to check out the Connecticut State Republic, since Melissa Har said that, and then maybe after that we'll check out Birmingham, UK, right? Look at that. We'll just go across the pond, yeah, and do our best to analyze it. You know, just like, hey, let's just look at it. Let's see how Birmingham is made, right? You know, they're not called counties, they're called shires, right? And that's where, you know, it's funny because it came up so much in different conversations. And then Malika brought it up recently in one of the jurisprudence gym classes, right? Because I was even in an astrology class the night before that class, I was in an astrology class that Wednesday, I think. And then on that last Thursday, Malika had brought up sheriff, and both in my astrology class and in the jurisprudence gym, they both brought up the etymology for sheriff, which is the shire reeve. And I'm pretty sure JM could, you know, let it be known, right? That, yeah, shire is county. So the county sheriff is known as the shire reeve across the pond, right? Which is where you get Sharif from, the shire reeve. I'm not sure. What do they call it now, JM? Are they still called shire reeves now? That would be interesting to know if they're called shire reeves. So I guess we're checking out, so far, I see Connecticut State Republic. We're checking out near the Birmingham Corporation in the UK, as well as California Republic. Look at that. Looky, Astro Cookie. So I guess I need to write that down, don't I? Get a pen here and make sure I have a list of that, right? And let it be known that that's what we're going to review, right? Where's some paper? Okay, let's get some from the printer right here, right? All right, so next Friday, I guess we'll take a trip, right, and speak with Brother R about this. Like, hey, man, I think we're going to do a virtual field trip, and we're going to mix some telephony field tripping with it also, because even though we're just here where we are, right, at Northwest of Mexham, we can be anywhere due to the internet and the telephone. Anywhere we want to be, right? So that's cool. Use my ink box to write on. So we're going to do the Connecticut State Republic, right? This is the 24th March, so 7 days. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. So that's the 31st that we'll be going in on the Connect I Cut, right? how Connecticut is spelled, right? Connect, I cut. Makes you think of the back of the OneNote where the panopticon is separated from the pyramid. It looks like the unfinished pyramid, right? Or it's separated, the consciousness is separated from the pyramid, or the kunta, which is us, right? And the consciousness is separated, you're no longer whole. However, let's connect that I cut, right? So we're going to check that. We're going to check the Connecticut State Republic. That'll be the 31st, right? March. And then we're going to check near Birmingham Corporation, UK, right? And that will be that'll probably be the 6th, right? From the 31st. Yeah, that'll be the 7th, right? Because Saturday will be the 1st, which means that next Saturday will be the 8th. So that'll be the 7th April, right? So Birmingham, UK. We're going to do the 7th April. And check the code, statutes, and policies there. And California State Republic was also mentioned. Right, and that will be taking place on the 14th April. So we already haven't planned out how our impromptu improv is going to kind of go. I'm not even going to look at these things unless they're happening while I'm in, George Prudence gym. We're going to be like, hey, man, we're looking at Connecticut right now. So, all right, what's a county near Connecticut? And then we're going to look there and look up the county codes and the powers of the county and who can the county beings actually speak to. Can the sheriff come to your apartment and try to evict you? Can they come to your house and try to evict you? The answer is no. However, the purpose of this field trip is so that people can see near the different jurisdictions that it's very true that they can't do that. Unless you are someone who has agreed, to be some type of federal, state, or municipal agent. All righty. And that should bring you to think about, just very briefly, just to bring this up, because I know we went over it before, and Jadon said they're, said he's binging the lives, right? So 19 USC 810, right? Are you a resident of a foreign trade zone? Because the only way you can be a resident of a foreign trade zone, which is what these people are really actually administering, but when you don't know it, they're administering your private property and your private rights, your inalienable, unalienable rights. They're trying to lean upon them by doing administration of such, because they're assuming and presuming that you are a person that is a federal, state, or municipal officer or agent. Right? Persons allowed to reside in zone. So they're trying to say you're a resident of something that's supposedly some foreign trade zone. Oh, you're a resident of the county. The county is a foreign trade zone, which only exists in a building somewhere, not the whole of the land and people's houses and apartments. So this is why this is what's motivating. It's like, man, let's really look at other places. Let's do a telephony field trip. Fuck it. Why not? Right? Like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, why not check it out? Right? So we're going to do near the California State Republic on the 14th April. This is all 2023. What are you guys saying there? UK does not have sheriffs anymore, only in ceremonial capacity. That sounds very Masonic lodgy there. Indeed, JM. So Herman says, I had stepped off for 5 minutes. Pardon, hope I didn't miss anything. You can always go to see the playback. UK uses high court bailiffs. Okay, let me put a note to that. High court bailiffs. High court. And here at Northwest of Maxim with the English colonies that they call U.S. states, right? Unum sanctum states, right? They are what they are actually enforcing here is some form of English law. This isn't England. All righty. And really, English is a commerce language. So English, all that is dealing with commerce. So if you're not doing commerce and you're not under the Secretary of Commerce, That's why I said most people don't know how to speak English because English is a commerce language. Once you learn English, which is the statutes, codes, and policies, you know what I mean, and how they're pertaining to do commerce and do human trafficking and racketeering through bureaucratized slavery, then you realize something as simple as 19 United States Code, subsection 81O, residence of zone, and you like, hold on, the county is a foreign trade zone, the city is a foreign trade zone, the state is a foreign trade zone, right? And usually the state is just some building that they call the Capitol building. Capital, you heard that word, capital, capitalism, capital, heard that, right? Then they have the city hall, right? Because the city hall is still some place where they're doing foreign trade zone stuff, right? Oh, what's my zip code? What zip code? Because zip means zone improvement plan code. You're not a federal, state, or municipal officer or agent. If you are, though, yeah, you're definitely in the zone. You're in the zone. I'm just saying. You're part of the federal trade zone show. Part of the trade show, pardon me, right? Just wanted to bring that up. The Art of Life says God, body, Islam. Jadon, Brother Hasan, you have a lot of drop the microphone moments. You're hilarious, Jadon. Stop it. I'm just sharing my things that I've studied. I know I've spent a lot of time not chasing the bag on purpose. And, like I said, I was only able to do it because I didn't have the job and the rent and stuff to pay. I have, a biological mother who wouldn't put me out. So I had a choice. Do I be a womanizing douchebag or do I study this stuff? And I decided to study. Even though I wasn't looking to be with anyone, there were beings at times that came around me. However, now I'm actually happy. Right, with my beloved mother, mistress, consort. Hold on, come on, Bobby. You sat at the door. Come on in. Come on. I'm not ready to stop yet. Come on in. Let me close the door. Sit down. Ready? Almost done, right? All right. Putting a slob all over the place, Bobby. All right, so Connect I Cut for the 31st March. We're gonna check out Connect I Cut, maybe see some state statute there pertaining to that said General Assembly. Why are you sniffing me and blowing on me like that, man? I'm good. I'm fresh. Birmingham, near the Birmingham Corporation, UK, on the 7th April, and I made a note that High Court bailiffs. I'll probably look at that kind of like now just to get something on that. Maybe bring up some Black's Law Dictionary 4th edition stuff too. I'll do my best not to look. See, when I start writing stuff down, it's gonna make me want to look at it. So I can just, have a presentation kind of already ready. But I'm pretty sure the way we're going to do it is impromptu in our commentary. California State Republic is going to be the 14th April because I'm just doing it on the order that it came as you guys are posting. All righty. So for right now, we have the 31st March, 2023, the 7th April. 2023 and the 14th April 2023, we're going to be going over statutes, codes, and policies near those corporations termed Connecticut, Birmingham, UK, and California, right? So near the California State Republic, Birmingham Corporation, right? And Connecticut State Republic, right? I know, what would it be? Would Birmingham be considered, JM, would that be like the equivalent? Would that be the province? And I know provinces are like states, right? Whereas like counties are shires there. So would Birmingham be the province? What would be the quote unquote city then or county near Birmingham then, if I'm not mistaken? Help me out there. I'm pretty sure I can Google it, pretty sure it'll show me if I just Birmingham, UK, and then it'll start telling me different things. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were to say like Ontario, Canada, and it's like, what's a city there? And we'll find out like Toronto or something. It's like, so-called city corporation near that particular corporate jurisdiction. However, any questions, comments, and or suggestions, guys? Questions, comments, and or suggestions. Going once. Questions, comments, and or suggestions going twice. Questions, comments, and or suggestions. Okay, look, we're going to do our invocation now, guys. You can, again, we're going to face east. You can stand on a 45, have your feet at a 45-degree angle. All right. We are going to extend all 5 appendages on our left hand. and just the index and middle appendage on the right. I'm going to stand and I'm going to face directional east, which is symbolic of going within. All right. You can repeat after me either aloud or in your heart. Islam, Islam, Islam. Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, noble Drew Ali. Ameen. Like, thank you all so much. I appreciate you all. She said Birmingham is the city in West Midlands. All righty, gotcha. All righty, I appreciate you, JM. Thank you so much for that. And guys, we will see you on Sunday, right? I am Brother Aura. We'll see you on Sunday, and we're going to go into the second portion of the presentation, all right, pertaining to me going over my portion of what flag is, right? And going into the vexillology pertaining to that, right? So we'll see you guys Sunday for AstroCivics Sunday number 23, right? And we love you all. We thank you all so much for joining us, and you enjoy your holy degree. I know I'm probably a little late for class with Malika, but it's all good. I'm about to go and check it out and jump into jurisprudence gem. I'd like to say thank you also for you all being here. Share this out with your loved ones. You guys have a delightful day. Have a graceful, magnanimous, national, and productive holy degree, every degree. Namaste, 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 y'all. Islam, Islam, Islam. Peace and